Now, in the following options lettered A to D, all the words except one have the same the same stress pattern. Identify the one with a different stress pattern. When you talk about a stress pattern, you're talking about the syllable in a word that receives the primary stress. All right, so let's look at question 41. Cleric. Cleric. The primary stress falls on the first syllable in cleric. Okay, B, allow. Allow. The primary stress falls on the second. We are looking for the one that has a different stress pattern from the others. All right. Option C, classic. It falls on the first syllable. D, partridge. It falls on the first syllable too. So the only one that receives the primary stress on the second syllable is B. While others, A, C, and D, receive the primary stress on their first syllable. So clearly option B is our answer. Allow. Okay, question 42. Question 42. Repellent. Repellent. Where does the primary stress fall here? On the second syllable. Pel. On the second syllable. Okay, B. Publicly. Publicly. Where does it fall? On the first syllable. Okay, C. Particle. Particle. Where does it fall? Where does the primary stress fall? On the first syllable. That is pa. And option D. Primary. Where does it fall? Pri. Therefore, the only option that has a different stress pattern, that is, the stress pattern falls on the second syllable, while on others, the primary stress falls on the first syllable. That is repellent. Question 43. Question 43. Prevalent. That's option A, prevalent. There, the primary stress falls on the first syllable, prevalent. Okay, let me show you. The primary stress falls here. Okay. Convalesce. 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 From my pronunciation, the primary stress falls on the last syllable, which is the third syllable. Please take note. One of the rules is that when a word ends with SCE, or ESE, the primary stress is likely to fall on the last syllable. Convalesce is one of the examples. You can see, look at the word Chinese. Chinese. The syllable falls on the last syllable. That is knees. Okay. What about coalesce? The last syllable receives the primary stress here. And then look at reminisce. Reminisce. The last syllable, knees, receives the primary stress here. So that is one of the rules. So when a word ends with SCE, the primary stress falls on the last, or is likely to fall on the last syllable. Right? Convalesce. So the last syllable there receives the primary stress. Then C, circumstance. Clearly, the first syllable here receives the primary stress. And D, relegate. Relegate. Don't forget the rule I gave you the other time. When a word ends with ATE, you count 3 syllables from the right, and the third syllable receives the primary stress, and that is why the primary stress falls here. Relegate. 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 So from the analysis I've made now, clearly option B is the only one that is stress pattern is different, and therefore option B will be our answer. Convalesce. Okay, so we move on to question 44. Question 44. A, sinister. In sinister, the first syllable receives the primary stress. Sinister. Okay, B, religion. Religion. In religion, the second syllable receives the primary stress. Okay, efficient. Efficient. In efficient, the second syllable receives the primary stress. Okay, D, encourage. Encourage. The primary stress falls on the second syllable too. So the only option that has a different stress pattern, that is, while others receive the primary stress on their second syllables. This one receives the primary stress on its first syllable. And that option is option A, sinister. Sinister. Okay, question 45. Suggest. Suggest. Can you tell me where the primary stress falls now? From my pronunciation. Suggest. Clearly, it is on the second syllable. On the second syllable. Jest. Okay, B, obey. Where does it fall? On the second syllable. Bay. Okay. C, denounce. Denounce. Where does it fall? On the second syllable too. So the first three options receive the primary stress on their second syllables. Then let's look at option D. How do you pronounce this word? You call it vehicle, but that's not how to pronounce it. It is vehicle. Vehicle. Clearly, the first syllable here receives the primary stress. Vehicle. 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 Denounce. Obey. Suggest. So our option, the right option, is option D. Okay. Question 46. 46 now. In each of the following sentences, the word that receives the emphatic stress is written in capital letters. From the questions lettered A to D, choose the one to which the given sentence is appropriate. All right, so question 46. John was a football legend. What is emphasized here? The word legend is emphasized. And when you are looking for your answer, you look for the one that has a word that is different from legend. That is a word that contrasts with legend. And that will be the answer. Why the other words will be present in the option that is correct, only legend will be different. Only legend will be changed. So let's run through the options. A, was Ernest a football legend? That cannot be the answer because it is not John that is emphasized here. If it had been John, then this could have been the answer, but it's not John. It is legend. B, was John a football coach? So you can see in option B, coach contrasts with legend. While the other words are present. John is present, was is present, A is present, and football is present. The only one that is different, that contrasts with the emphasized word, is coach. And therefore, that makes option B our answer. Okay? Option B is our answer. Now you cannot choose option C because hockey is, football is not the emphasized word in the given sentence. It's not football. Then you cannot choose D because was is not the emphasized word. So our option B is our answer. Question 47. Question 47. All right. 3 top executives requested to see the manager. What is emphasized here? Requested. And therefore, you are looking for an option that has a word different from requested. All right. Option A. Did 3 top executives request to see the clerk? Now, that cannot be the answer because it is not manager that is emphasized. Right? Option B. Did 3 top executives decline to see the manager? And you can see that is the answer because decline contrasts with requested. Right? So that is option B. That is option B. Option B. It cannot be option C. The 3 junior, because top is not emphasized there. So it cannot be 3 junior executives requested to see the manager. It cannot be option D. The 3 top executive request to accompany. If it is C that is underlined or that is emphasized, then D could have been the answer. But since it is not C that is emphasized, D is not the answer. We move on. Question 48. 48. Doris is a meticulous worker. What is emphasized here? Doris. And so you are looking for an option that does not have Doris in it, where Doris is changed to another name. All right. Option A is James, a meticulous worker. Clearly, without even needing to tell you, that is the answer. Doris is emphasized. And then James is different from Doris. That means James contrasts with Doris. And that makes it the answer. And that is why this topic is called contrastive or emphatic stress. Okay? So option A is the answer, because James contrasts with Doris, the emphasized word. Okay, question 49. Question 49. Question 49. The junior boy cleaned the floor. What is emphasized there? Boy. And therefore, you are looking for an option where you have a different word from boy. Okay, option A, did the junior boy sweep the floor? It cannot be that, because cleaned is not the emphasized word. B, did the junior girl clean the floor? Now, girl contrasts with boy, and therefore, that is our answer. Okay, question 50. Question 50. Omon's brother won a radio. Omon's brother won a radio. Omon's brother won a radio. Okay, so what is emphasized there? Radio. Option A, did Omon's brother lose a radio? That is not the answer, because it is not one that is emphasized in the given sentence. B, did Omon's sister win a radio? Did Omon's sister win a radio? C, did Omon's brother win a phone? So, okay, D, did Tayo's brother win a radio? Now, option C is the answer, because phone contrasts with radio. Radio is emphasized, and since phone contrasts with radio, option C will be our answer. Okay, question 51.